Good evening and welcome to the Mirabito Stadium. The graduation ceremony will start in just a few moments. At this time, we would like to make you aware of the following. Please take a moment to silence or turn off all cell phones. In the event of an emergency, note the nearest exit from your seat. Restrooms are located under the stands at the lower concourse. The field is closed to the public and may not be accessed for photographs or the taking of videos. If you need assistance, please contact one of the many stadium ushers located around the seating area. We have reserved time at the end of our ceremony for celebration. Please note that in addition to live streaming, this evening's ceremony will be recorded for future viewing. On behalf of the administration, faculty, graduating students, and their families and friends, we ask that you please hold your beach balls, air horns, streamers until the end of the ceremony. Please allow all in attendance today to focus on and hear each one of our graduates' names announced without any distractions. As a courtesy to those seated on the field, as well as family members and guests seated in the stands, we ask for your cooperation in keeping distractions to a minimum during the presentation of diplomas. Thank you and congratulations on this very special day. Please remain standing and direct your attention to the pitcher's mound for the singing of our national anthem performed by BHS senior and member of the Rod Serling School of Fine Arts, Catherine Salamita.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of our Alma Mater, performed by Catherine Salamita, Yassim Anderson, and Ryan Bogart.
To Binghamton High, our alma mater, gladly do we give acclaim. March proudly beside our noble banner, bringing honor to your name. Red and white and blue, your colors flying free against the sky. Now we pledge our true devotion. We will cherish our Binghamton High.
Graduates, families, and friends, please be seated. Welcome to Binghamton High School's 2021 commencement ceremony. My name is Max Rizzuto, and I'm one of the co-class presidents for the graduating class of 2021. It's my honor to share the Master of Ceremonies responsibilities with Kaylin Pisa-Taylor.
Thank you, Max. Good evening, everyone. Today is a joyous occasion for all of us here tonight. However, during our time in the Binghamton City School District, we have lost some classmates. It is important that their memory lives on. We will now have a moment of silence in honor of Alexander Pinto, Asana Lewis, and Haley Fouquet. Thank you. At this time, please welcome the President of the Binghamton City School District Board of Education, Mr. Brian Whalen.
Welcome. Certainly is a beautiful day for all of us to be able to see each other's faces again. Good evening. My name is Brian Whalen, and I'm the proud graduate of the Binghamton City School District and honored to be the president of the Binghamton City School District Board of Education. It is my privilege and humble honor to bestow on all of our graduates congratulations and greetings on behalf of the school board. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity to recognize my colleagues on the board who are here with us tonight. I would ask that the board members stand as their names are called and remain standing until all members are recognized. Thank you. Our Vice President, Corinne Kirk. Board members, Tim Ames, Pam Kolar, Steve Seepersaw, Liz Rosenberg, who cannot be with us tonight and who is completing her fifth year of board tenure, and David Hawley, who is completing his tenure on the board after an amazing 23 years of service. It has been heartwarming watching you share your gifts with our children and community, with the kindness and grace that you will always be remembered for. Thank you. Life is a journey, not a destination, and along the way, we pause to celebrate milestones. High school graduation is one of those significant moments. A milestone you can all take pride in. You have earned this achievement, and you should be incredibly proud of yourselves. Tonight, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on those who helped you get there. Your families, your teachers, your mentors, your friends. In your future endeavors, I hope you will gravitate towards people that support you, that motivate you, and challenge you to be the best version of yourself. With people like this in your lives, I know you will experience many more great accomplishments ahead. The pandemic has proven that leadership at every level of education matters. Your school district leadership is not exempt. As a district, we have been blessed. We have asked our superintendent, Dr. Thompson, and her staff to take on a heavy burden for the last 17 months to shepherd our district through a time of ever-changing direction and safety protocols to keep everyone safe while reinventing education as we once knew it. Their leadership has been outstanding, as evidenced by our gathering here today. Certainly, leadership is crucial during tumultuous times like global pandemics and economic recessions, but it is also vital every day to perform the ongoing work of educating our district students. Thank you. The Binghamton High School 2021 class is brilliant. You're innovative, you're creative, you're accepting, and most of all, you're strong. The events you have lived through and the circumstances you have experienced have shaped you into compassionate, capable young adults with infinite potential and tremendous promise. You have experienced life beyond the classroom in a vastly different way than those who preceded you. You have demonstrated resilience, courage, and character beyond your youth, and have developed coping skills that will serve you well the rest of your lives. Graduates, today I urge you to never underestimate or undervalue yourselves, your abilities, and your talents. You are smart, you are courageous, you are destined to do great things. You represent the hope that that this world so desperately needs. It is truly an honor to serve as school board president in a district that produces fine young adults like yourselves. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Whalen. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Tanya Thompson.
Good evening, and thank you for being here to celebrate Binghamton High School Class of 2021. In spite of all that these students have had to overcome since March of 2020, they are here today, distinguished, accomplished, and deserving of every bit of honor and recognition. Students, I hope that you are proud of yourself as your families, teachers, mentors, and I are of you. Your junior and senior years of high school were not what you nor your families had envisioned. However, as a result, you are heading into your adult lives as more flexible and adaptable individuals. You're unafraid of change and open to new information and direction. Rather than throwing up your hands and declaring that a task simply can't be done, you'll be innovative and creative in seeking a solution. These skills will serve you well, as there will surely be many twists and turns in your future paths. Every one of you leaves Binghamton High School with the tools and knowledge to find or make your way in this world. I've recently been reflecting on the value of mental dexterity while reading a powerful book entitled Think Again by author and organizational psychologist Adam Grant. The book's central theme is the power of knowing what you don't know. I believe that this is something we don't speak enough about. It's easier and more comfortable to hold on to your views and values than to grapple with new ones. This is true even for highly intelligent people who take pride in their knowledge and expertise. But it makes sense that we hold on to our values tightly, because after all, they are part of our identities. But we live in an ever-changing world that requires us to be much more flexible than that. As young adults, some of the most valuable assets you can possess are a truly open mind and an empathetic ear. I urge you to have the candor and courage to rethink and unlearn. If we continue to grasp onto our opinions and convictions, We're not hearing the ideas of others or questioning our own convictions. When we do this, we're actively working against change and progress. Our inability to adapt only prevents us from growing as individuals and widens the divide between us and those around us. In his book, Grant wrote, "Being wrong isn't always a bad thing. It can be a sign that we've learned something new, and that discovery itself is a delight." Being able to acknowledge and even embrace when you're wrong is a critical skill. We must be willing to admit our mistakes so that we may learn from them and become better and wiser as we move forward. This is not an easy task, but if you can master it, it is highly rewarding. Challenge yourselves to thrive for flexibility rather than consistency. Grant describes 3 typical ways of thinking. Some approach problems and solutions as politicians. They do anything to win over others and gain their support for an idea. Others can act as prosecutors, shooting down ideas of others for their beliefs. And a third approach is a preacher. Preachers can hold on to sacred beliefs and don't see opposing thoughts at times for fear that their beliefs may be in jeopardy. When we hold on to these roles, we fail to recognize that there are other ways of thinking. Grant suggests we should approach life as scientists, to look for objective evidence that either supports or refutes our beliefs. Scientists are expected to doubt and also be curious. It's not just an occupation, it's a frame of mind. If you lack the motivation to change your mind, it doesn't matter how smart you are, you will fail. If knowledge is power, then knowing what you don't know is wisdom. As playwright and political activist George Bernard Shaw once said, "Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change minds cannot change anything." Graduates, if you are capable of rethinking and unlearning, I have no doubt you can change the world for the better. Wherever you go, remember that you are a permanent and valued member of the Binghamton City School District family. I hope you always remember where you began, what you overcame, and those who helped you get you where you are today. Know that your struggles will make you stronger and your mistakes will make you wiser. High school graduation is one of the most significant accomplishments of young lives, but this is just the beginning of your personal stories. You all have so many more incredible achievements ahead. I eagerly look forward to seeing where you will go, what you will learn, and most of all, who you will become. Congratulations to the bold and brilliant Binghamton High School class of 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Sorry. Please welcome to the podium our Binghamton High School principal, Mr. Kevin J. Richmond.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful night we have to celebrate these amazing students here at Marabito Stadium. I'm so glad the rain has held off, as the forecast has changed what seemed like over 100 times over the past couple of weeks. This has been a year we will never forget, as COVID has changed our lives forever. Our students navigated the world of hybrid learning and Zoom, something I never thought I would ever have to say. I'd like to think that our students learned much more than just academics through this pandemic, but rather how to be resilient and adaptable. 2 skills that are super important as each of them goes on to the next chapter of their lives. This is a very special class for me, as we all entered Binghamton High School at the same time. I like to say we were all freshmen together, as I started Binghamton High School 4 years ago. As an educator, it is amazing to be able to start with the class and follow them through to graduation. I would like to take a moment and thank all the parents and guardians for being partners in your child's education. Parents, friends, and family members, if you would please stand for me. The students sitting in front of me would not be here today if it was not for the support of all of you. Students, I'd ask you please turn around and give your family members a round of applause for their support and dedication to you. Thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank all of the staff at Binghamton High School, especially the individuals joining us here tonight. Thank you for inspiring, guiding, and motivating our students. Each of you has played a part in getting our students to graduation. Thank you. A special shout out to the Binghamton High School administrative team, whom without, I could not do my job. Mr. Clark, Mr. Lynch, Mrs. Purdy, and Mr. Vesci, thank you. Now students, whether you started at MacArthur, Theodore Roosevelt, Calvin Coolidge, Horace Mann, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Woodrow Wilson, or another elementary school outside of our district, you are all now sitting here today because you have made it. This year, 99 of you are graduating as honor graduates. This means that you have completed your coursework with a GPA of 87 or higher. 34 of you are in the National Honor Society. 3 of you are in the Business and Marketing Honor Society. 12 of you are in the Math Honor Society. And 8 of you are in the Tri-M Music Honor Society. 5 of you have achieved an incredible goal of graduating with a full international baccalaureate diploma. 4 of you are graduating from the International Baccalaureate Career-Related Program. 13 of you are graduating with the Project Lead the Way Pre-Engineering and Technology Distinction. 3 of you are graduating from the P-Tech program. 115 of you are graduating with a Rod Serling School of Fine Arts distinction. And 4 of you will be joining our armed forces and giving back to our country. Now, that being said, there is more to this graduating class than just statistics. So let me share some stories about just how remarkable this class is. You have classmates going to some of the top schools in the country, including Syracuse University, Northeastern University, University of Virginia, Boston University, University of Maryland, and University of Rochester, just to name a few. One of your classmates moved to the United States from Vietnam in December of 2019. We then went virtual just a couple months later, but this student was still able to learn English. This year, he challenged 7 advanced placement exams, and today is graduating with a weighted GPA of 106.4. One of your classmates spent his mornings at BOCES, enrolled in our criminal justice program. He would then spend his afternoons after school working at Binghamton High School, putting in long hours. He's one of the hardest working and nicest young men that we have. He has decided that the next chapter of his life is to enlist in the United States Army. He is graduating today. One of your classmates in her junior year won the 55-meter hurdles at the state qualifier and then went on to the New York State meet. This year, at the Section 4 showcase, she placed 3rd in the 100-meter hurdles. She has a weighted GPA of 90.7 and will be attending the College of St. Rose to run track on a full ride. She is graduating today. One of your classmates has a passion for fashion and makes many, if not all, of the clothes that she wears. She was an integral part of our music department. She performed a level 6 all-state vocal solo and performed with the area all-state chorus at Ithaca College. She is graduating today. One of your classmates struggled early on in his high school career. School was really not a priority, and he often skipped class or found himself getting into trouble throughout the day. Once the pandemic hit, he became a virtual student. He used this opportunity to turn his high school career around. He became a high honor roll student in his senior year and made up all of his missing credits. We could not be more proud of him. He is graduating today. One of your classmates moved to the United States from Jamaica in 9th grade with only her brothers, as her mother stayed behind. During COVID, a close family member died, which caused her grades to slip and for her to lose focus on school. However, with the support from trusted mentors, she is graduating today with a GPA of 93 and will be attending the University of Albany. Two of your classmates are graduating just only after 3 years of high school. One of your classmates is graduating today with 49.5 credits. 6 of your classmates moved to the United States during their high school career and are all graduating on time today. Four of your classmates were named the Section 4 Character Counts winners. 12 of your classmates have received scholarships to play sports at the collegiate level. Five of your classmates performed for NYSSMA and scored with very high marks. Unfortunately, several of your classmates have suffered traumatic loss of a family member, yet you are all sitting here today making them and us proud. Regardless of your impressive accomplishments or the struggles that you may have all had, all of you are graduating today. I am honored to have walked this path with you. And remember, if no one told you they loved you today, here at Binghamton High School, we do. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Richmond. We'll now hear from my co-MC, our class salutatorian, Kaylin Pisa-Taylor.
Good evening, teachers, administration, parents, family, and friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. It is my honor to stand up here as the class of 2021 salutatorian. Honestly, this is a little overwhelming for me. I've always been the kid in the back of the classroom with a book, trying to avoid as much attention as possible. So looking out and seeing a sea of faces makes me a little nauseous, but I'll force my hands to stop shaking because I have a few parting messages to say before we completely close this chapter in our lives. To start, I would like to thank the school administration, teachers, and various other people who have helped this class be able to sit here today. Thank you to all the parents and guardians who have encouraged us along the way, and to the class of 2021, congratulations to us. The day we never thought would come is upon us. As I was driving home from the last day of school a few weeks ago, holding back tears so I wouldn't get into a car accident, I realized how impossible this day always seemed. I remember sitting in 5th grade and counting the years to figure out when my friends and I would graduate, and 2021 felt like light years away. But somehow, we all made it, even if my 11-year-old self doubted it was even possible for years to go that high. The years since then are pocketed with memories, all thanks to you guys who have made these past 4 or so years something of note. We've been together through middle school phases I'd rather forget about, the shifting of childhood friends, classes I've stayed up nearly all night studying for and then subsequently complaining about the next day, sitting in parks with my friends, and mountains of stress. The past 4 years have been a kaleidoscope full of shapes and colors, all making up our education, and I want to sincerely thank my classmates and my friends for making up the pictures in my kaleidoscope. Big moments like today will stand out the brightest as we get old and gray and meet up in 30 years to reminisce at our high school reunion. One thing I'm sure I will be talking about is this speech, because it's been weeks of looking at examples and agonizing over my rough drafts and comparing them to the amazing, polished examples online. Something I saw over and over again were overused cliches and the same boring message, certain to make any graduate doze off. I don't really want to stand up here and preach about how the best is yet to come, but I do believe that I can impart some important messages before I sit back down. I hope I don't bore you too much. First, the world is much bigger than us. It can be easy to be swept up in the mundanity of everyday life, but there's a whole world to go explore. There's cultures and perspectives to see that you may never have thought of. You can learn so much from others. Do not limit yourself to what your preconceived notions of the world are. Second, everyone deserves equal opportunities. This class has a top 10 consisting of 8 women, which showcases the brilliant minds and exceptional grit women are able to exhibit. No one deserves to be treated less than based on something as insignificant as gender or race. Third, do not forget the people who have helped you along the way. Take time to say thank you to teachers, parents, siblings, friends, anyone who has had an impact on your success by being the person who told you, you are capable of amazing things. This class knows all too well that eventually those people may not be here when you're finally ready to thank them, so do it along the way. Fourth, live your life happy. Audrey Hepburn once said, "The most important thing is to enjoy your life, to be happy. It's all that matters." Take time to enjoy little things, as trivial as they may seem. Take the time to laugh with friends, play with your pets, read a really good book. Do the things which make you happy, because after all, you do only live once. Finally, take everything you want and know you deserve to have it. Everything you have accomplished thus far is proof that you deserve everything good coming your way. To all my fellow graduates, we waited years for this day, and even though we haven't had very long in the end, high school is just one part of life. In the wise words of David Bowie, I don't know where we're going from here, but I know it won't be boring. Before I sit down, I want to take a selfie with the class, so everybody smile. Okay. Thank you and good night.
Hi, everyone. I don't want to stand up here and look back on high school with rose-colored glasses, but I would like to reflect with a fresh perspective. It's easy to succumb to the mentality of hating high school and getting out of Binghamton as soon as possible. However, when I think back on my time in Binghamton, I think back to chaotic lunch periods in Miss Dayton Coon's room, or our pep rally last fall, or Mr. Fuentes' Mario Kart tournament, or Mr. Springer's obsession with power walking. I could go on about fond memories, whether playing Uno in Mr. Pendergast's room, or Mrs. Gaska's engineering classes, or Mr. Gill's iconic musings in philosophy class, or wherever in the school he happens to be wandering at the time. Despite all these amazing memories, there have been times where I've thought, high school is miserable, get out of Binghamton as soon as possible. It's easy to get caught up in the stress of it all, whatever it may be. If you're like me, I'm sure this stress has been something of a constant presence throughout your life, even in middle and elementary school. That's what helped put things into perspective for me. Middle in elementary school. I remember that I was anxious in middle school, but as I look back now, what in the world was I stressed about? Maybe the pacer test was coming up, or maybe the cafeteria was running out of strawberry milk. I don't know. Do you ever think that maybe the way we look back on middle school now is the same lens that we use to reflect on high school later, and the same lens to reflect back on college? I can't help but think about the countless times that I've been stressed in high school. Now, it seems so unnecessary and self-imposed. Putting things into perspective, how much pressure did you really need to put on yourself to make everyone around you happy, or to finish your English presentation? All too often, we let life get in the way of living. Honestly, you're probably even a bit stressed right now. I'm thinking about all the different ways I can trip over my gown walking across the stage, or how the scotch tape on my cap isn't quite strong enough to hold the photos on top, so they'll go flying off my head at some point during the speech. I'm getting off topic. I read a quote that sums up what I'm trying to say. Happiness is not a brilliant climax to years of grim struggle and anxiety. It's a long succession of little decisions simply to be happy in the moment. I had a discussion recently that put things into perspective. The Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once said that happiness can seem like an endless chase. Once you graduate high school, or once you go off to college, or once you get a job, or once you get this girl to like you, then you'll be happy. Once you do this next thing, then you can be happy. I feel like we often push our happiness off until later, or we feel as if we must endure some sort of pain and struggle to finally reach a state of contentment. And as an 18-year-old kid, I clearly know everything about life and how the world works. Obviously, I'm kidding. As I think back on high school as a whole, it's easy to be disillusioned. However, as I think back on the actual moments during high school, I have no doubt that I was happy. As I near the end of my time as a Binghamton High School student, I'd like to clarify something. I don't know why I'm here. And by here, I mean right here, standing up at this podium, speaking. I understand that I fit into a narrative of grades equal real-world success, but that's certainly not always true. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for this opportunity. However, I don't understand why my grades give me a right to speak here tonight, as if they somehow make my views inherently more valuable, which is obviously not true. Why is it that grades are valued over traits like perseverance, or strength, or patience, or growth? Over achievement in creative fields, like dance, or visual art, or theater, or music? Over being a good friend, or the ability to overcome adversity, or being an apt listener? Everyone has their own story to tell, and their own traits of value. I've been amazed by the strengths of the class of 2021. My best friend always makes me laugh when I need it the most. Another classmate's kindness taught me to constantly strive to do the kindest thing possible. Many people have overcome tremendous adversity to be sitting where they are today. We always have too many volunteers for the annual community Thanksgiving dinner. I'm pretty sure everyone in my engineering class is a better engineer than me. The point is, our class is an impressive group, filled with people who excel athletically, intellectually, artistically, and most importantly, humanly. Although it's not easy, we must continue to do the things we love with the people we love, because life is far too short not to. Work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. As we approach the end of our chapter, I'd like to briefly take a page out of Sam Tuberman's book. 2 years ago, Sam ended her salutatorian with speech with a photo to remember her class with. And I figure, what better way to end high school than with a little bit of plagiarism? So I'm gonna copy my salutatorian over here and take another selfie. Get on my phone really quick because I don't trust myself. Sorry. Very briefly, I'd like to thank the Binghamton High School administration for their continuous hard work. I'd also like to thank all the staff whose dedication allowed us to be here today. I'd like to give a huge thank you to my parents, my family and friends, all my classmates, Dr. Rosenberg, everybody pictured on my cap, and the New Visions Engineering Academy, the best academy. I'd also like to give eternal thanks to our teachers who have consistently gone above and beyond, especially during such a trying year. You are truly what makes this school so special. Thank you again, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Thank you, Max. In just a minute, we will begin the presentations of diplomas. Students, when your name is called, please follow the directions of the faculty chaperones as to how to enter the stage. All diplomas will be handed out at the conclusion of the ceremony as you exit. All students seated to my right will receive their diplomas as you exit out of left field. Students seated to my left will receive their diplomas as you exit out the gate to my left. The rumble ponies would ask that you please stay off the grass at all times. Dr. Thompson, President Whalen, members of the Board of Education, as principal of Binghamton High School, I certify that the students seated before us have met all the requirements as directed by the New York State Department of Education. It is my honor to present to you for the awarding of diplomas, the Patriots of Binghamton High School's class of 2021. Will the first row please rise to my left?
Somebody get a direction? Lauren Abbott. Christopher Ackerson. Julia Agarkov. Jacomi Ahialaho. Nelson Allen IV. Michael Amar Ward. Naveen Amin. Yasin Anderson. Irshad Ansari. Aiden Arnold. Chantel Ash. Congratulations. Don't trip. Caitlin Atkinson. Jeremiah Austin. Tyreek Baker. Stop and get your picture taken. Stop and get your picture taken. Chris Bolschweit. Anton Becker Harris. Jonathan Bennett. DeAndre Bethia. It's almost over. Aaliyah Blandford. Matthew Blunt. Ryan Bogart, birthday boy. Aiden Bamasode. Aaliyah Boyce. Sarah Boyko. Nevaeh Bragg. Cara Brazen. Sophia Brewster. Dakota Brown. Kai Brown. Mackenzie Brown. Malia Brown. Sierra Burlingame. Kelly Cardona. He's really a stickler about them getting done. What do you mean? Wait, take a picture. He wants them out of the building before you call the next name.
Maria Nicole. Ryan Carson. Paul Kastner. Nicole Chapman. Caleb Charles. Bina Chen. Madeline Clement. Emily Cole. Anaya Coleman. Declan Coyne. Adam Kramer. Blake Crossan. Aviana Cruz Maxwell. Janaya Davidson. Donnell Davis. Brianna Dean. Michael Decker III. Thomas Decker Jr. Good job, Dimitri. Always believed in you. Dimitri DeGroot. Chase DeJesus. Christopher Delzy. Good job.
Thank you.
What a journey. Yep, stand there, pose, look pretty. Now, Haley Dennison. Yuki Diao. Kayla DeRose. Ouch. Rachel Donahue. Mercedes Dooley. Chantel Dotton. Isabel Dewar. Justice Dewar. Ariel Duryea. Jaden Durham. Kevin Duryea. Good job. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you too. Get up to the flowers in your pose. Taylor Eritz. Good job. Good luck with everything. You really finished strong. That's a good job. Mondi Ellie. You're supposed to be here, right? You're supposed to be here. Time to go back. Daniel Ellis. Good job. Good job finishing it off. You did it. Don't do that in the future, though. Vincent Ellis. Mackenzie Ellsworth. Good job, buddy. Good luck with everything. Lucas Faringa. And Safani Frederic. Deborah Frederic. Ashanti Freeman. Good job. Good luck with everything. Now you need to do that. Zachary Frew. Good job, Jenna. Good luck with everything. Jenna Frost. Shakaya Gadsden. Brianna Gage. Pedro Garcia Montez.
What's your name? Juna Jermaine. You're not gonna pee. You gotta take a picture. Right? Stop in the middle. Do we have to take a picture? Juan Gonzalez Jr. Alexia Green. Nathan Green Jr. Haley Green. Janae Gregory. Malik Griffith. Adam Grogan. Congratulations, Madison. I missed you this year. No, very few high fives.
Hi, Mr. Vesey.
Madison Gross. Think I'll get it right? You think I'll get it right? What do you think? Kiana Haffley. Elise Halbert. Jeremiah Hamilton. Jonas Hampton. Alonzo Harper Jr. Isaiah Harris. Desire Henderson. What's the heart rate? Is it high? Is it good? Good. Jackie Henry. Julian Henry. Is Simone your older sister or something? Nice. Julian Henry. Congratulations, Mariah. Lamaya Hayward. Good. That's good. That's great. Victoria Huey. Congrats, Serge. Serge Jean-Baptiste. I missed you this year. We had fun at lunch duty. Grace John. Congratulations, Jamal. Janelle Johnson. Melisha Jones.
Javon Keller. Adrian Kendall. Everett Cooter. Muhammad Khan. Joseph King. Lamisa King. Sierra Kosak. Adam Kosinski. Topanga Kramer. Abigail Coupon. Julia LaBath. Tweezy Laurent. Kelton Lawrence. Ryan Lee. You're all right. It is all right. Sophia LeBron. Zenaida Lettix. Adam Lester. Grace Lewis. Want to make sure.
Okay. Ready? Okay, when they get to the center, that's it.
Christian Lewis.
Guys, when you get to the center stage, turn smart, right?
China Lydell. Gordon Lightfoot Jr. Janisha Lopez Rodriguez. Sean Lynch. Madison McBlain. Michaela McBlain. Alyssa Majamutu. Kushali Mandanya. Kushay Mandania. Amora Marks. Jose Martinez Jr. Leilani Matos. Raquel Motoral. Kashindi Mishuri. Javier Maso. Victoria Maso Diaz. Nadej Matthews. Ryan McClough. Jaheim McIntyre. Eva McManus. Cameron McNeely. Fabian McPherson. Joseph Malunas. Serena Merritt. Chloe Murta. Mateo McKeedy. Tanir Middleton. Jason Miller. Kenya Miller. James Melizer. Ahmed Mulazam Jr. Amira Moncrief. Mercedes Moncrief. Sierra Montgomery. David Montgomery. Jenna Mooney. Terrence Mortensen. Sean Murphy. Nasik Mustafa. Zoe Myers.
Brian Nieves. Henry Newen. Mon Nguyen. Congratulations. Min Hung Nguyen. Maggie O'Brien. Christian O'Malley. Emma Ocean. Elizabeth Pandish. Miguel Pandish. Leonie Pearson. Alexabel Perez. Mercedes Perez. Kaylin Pizza Taylor. Anna Maria Ponce. Kyron Ponce. Kiana Powell. Kang Quach. Jesse Ramil. Gerard Riley III. Ethan Reynolds. Elijah Richard. Caleb Reifenberry. Mike Rivera III. Christopher Rivera. Maxwell Rizzuto. Michael Robbins. Sanaya Rodney. Melissa Rodriguez. Melinda Rodriguez. Alicia Rodriguez. Abel Russo. Jonathan Russo. Jasmine Ruffner. Daniel Ruby. Dominic Ryan. Catherine Salamita. Carolise Ocasio. Colleen Salisbury. Kelvin Sanchez. Kevin Sanchez. Logan Scott. Nicholas Seaman. Dakota Shannon. Ayakoto Shaw. Takaya Shepard. Jaden Shun. Eden Sissick. Cameron Skinner. Raven Slater.
Robin Smith. Tayshawn Smith. Jade Spalek. Notori St. Catherine. Isabella Stento. Reagan Stevens. Andrew Shimaniak. Janasia Tedora. Dariani Tejada. Trishelle Turbos. Alex Thompson. Sincere Tillman. Island Taylor. Brooklyn Tomzik. Elijah Trejos. Trinity Trumbach. Crystal Tuitt. Anthony Valetti. Jocelyn Vasquez Cabezudo. Kiera Verhoeven. Jonathan Vongpachan. Asia Waddell. Damian Wagner. Carson Walter. Shoshana Warner. Marissa Webb.
Thompson.
Kylie Weibel. Zane Weir. Trinity Whitmore. Amir Williams. Corinne Williams. Thais Williams. Madeline Wilson. Taylor Wilson. Camila Wimberly. Sayana Wolf. Marta Walensky. Kelsey Woodrow. Tavia Wright. Urema Young. Jennifer Youngs. Sarah Zaboris. Leo Mary Zavalos Ramos.
Graduates, please rise. Graduates, you may now move your tassel from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the Binghamton High School class of 2021. We now have a very special treat to honor our graduates. Please sit back and enjoy our class of 2021 fireworks spectacular. Thank you for coming and always supporting the Binghamton City School District. if you please stay off the grass. Again, students, if you please stay off the grass. Thank you. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you and get home safe, everyone.